Hello and welcome to day 25 of my spiritual journal with me. So if you are new to me, what I will be doing is sharing my spiritual journal, my spiritual routines and my rituals to help me live an intentional life. So I have a journal and I have notebooks and prompts and a routine that I share every single day as I go live on the Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast. So if you're watching this, or if you're listening to this, then let me know your ideas, your thoughts, your comments. If you are watching the Soul Legacy podcast in the Soul Legacy Academy, I'm the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy, then welcome. So I do have a monthly call to support you with your spiritual journal and your spiritual business success, building your spiritual business. So the idea of this daily vlog is to support you in balancing your light work and your lifestyle as you build your business, as you build your spiritual business. And as the host of the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, build your business in the environment on the online space and using YouTube as a platform. I love it. So if you are new to me, again, my name is Iona. So if you are not subscribed to the Soul Legacy TV or you're not following it, then you can feel free to do that. Invite a buddy in, an accountability buddy to support you in journaling. I would love that, to share this message in raising the vibration for light workers and really following through on our spiritual journey and doing what it is that we need to do to get out of our own way, is what I will say. So today in my spiritual journal, I'll show you, if you haven't got a spiritual journal, there's a spiral bound version on Lulu because Amazon don't do it, and then there's a version on Amazon. So in this Soul Legacy journal notebook today and every single day, I share my spiritual routine, my spiritual rituals based on living an intentional life, and I share an area of my life. So today I've got my green t-shirt on. I will eventually have merch as the channel grows, as Soul Legacy TV grows. So it's Environmental Freedom Thursday. So that's what I journaled on. That was my intention. And I'll talk about that in just a second. So this journal is talking about 365 days of your spiritual awakening story, meaning the spiritual awakening journey that you've been on, and using that and alchemizing that and going through the spiritual ascension process, because right now in the world the environment has been pretty crazy for a while now, and so I think the more people that are awake and the more people that are documenting and recording their journey and just doing great things in the world, I think the better. So this is a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. So if you know a light worker who feels a little bit out of balance, doesn't have that life work balance, wants to build the spiritual business online, they want to move into that online space and that environment rather than just offline, then hopefully they'll find this of value. So I will leave any links in the comments to my masterclass. I will be gifting 4 hours of my time. So there's a masterclass, there's a replay for that to support you in building your spiritual business and getting into the online space if you choose to do that. And I also have a challenge called Bank 50k in 50 days. So we do that vibrationally first, and then we do it in the real world. So this spiritual journal, the routine, is to support you in doing it vibrationally first. As light workers, many of us have money blocks. We don't necessarily value ourselves and our light work, especially in the environment of the online space, when there's so many choices, when there's so many YouTubers out there, and there's so many people doing courses and things. Oftentimes you might just have the thought of, where do I fit into this environment? Where do I fit into this online space? How can I share my value? So I will share with you how you can differentiate yourself in what would be a crowded market, but it's not crowded when you really stay true to your soul purpose and use your spiritual awakening story and that spiritual ascension journey and alchemize what it is, the journey that you've been on. You stand out and attract your soul tribe. So that is what I'm here for. This is me just sharing my journey into building my business, into coming into the online space, and just enjoying it. So I have my spiritual practices and routines, and I will share with you. I thought I'd lost it then. I was just about to, like, I won't share with you what card it is just yet. But I have a card from, wait a minute, let me see. Hang on, I want to keep it till the end. From Keepers of the Light. So I do this every day as part of my spiritual practices, spiritual routines. I'm sure that you'll have oracle cards or whatever tarot cards or whatever it is that you might use or you might not have yet. Let me know. Cards that you pull, people that come to me usually do have that guidance, and for me it's just a nice way to just bring in that little bit of extra spiritual practice and that spiritual routine to help me in raising my vibration. And so I will share with that. I like the Keepers of the Light. I know that there's many other decks. I don't have any other decks. I know that many people have like a gazillion, and it kind of gets a little bit confusing, or they have a favorite deck. Let me know. But this is beautiful, and I ask for this, and it's for the collective. So I'm gonna share with you at the end. What I will share with you is what I do in my spiritual journal, and that fuels my spiritual routine. So today I'm going to talk about environment. Every single day I talk about an area of my life. Let me know if what you journal in your spiritual journal actually supports your spiritual routines and rituals and supports you in each area of your life. And so if you are new to me, let me share with you what the areas are that we cover on the Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast. So we cover what I call the 7 freedoms. So on a Monday, I talk about contribution freedom, how you want to contribute out into the world, and also in your home. And so each area kind of interlocks with the other, it entwines with the other. So it's not in isolation, basically. So when I think about environment on a Thursday, I feel like the environment of where you want to contribute as well in the online space, and what platforms that you want to contribute on. For me, it's YouTube, and sharing this out. I will share this out on the socials, but the primary space that I wanted to be in, I'm not on the social media all of the time. This is it for me, for the content and my spiritual awakening YouTube podcast and my masterclass. There's ways to come into my world, but I'm not on the socials commenting and doing all the things. It's not an environment that I wanted to be in anymore. I used to, and as I evolve and as I grow and as I raise my own vibration, it's not really aligned with me anymore. So how you contribute into the world, we talk about that on a Monday, which I will support you in contributing if you want me to. So I have my masterclass. I also have a free chapter of my book, which is called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch. And it's a soul-guided influencer's compass to leveraging your light work and your lifestyle on YouTube specifically. So this is part of that. So on a Tuesday, I talk about health. And so health freedom. Every single day, it's about having the greatest level of freedom in your life in these areas. So health freedom. So again, when I think about environment relating to your health, it's like, how healthy is your environment? How healthy does it feel? How healthy does your body feel? How healthy does your mind feel? So there's emotional health, mental health, physical health, social health, environmental health, all of those things we talk about. So I won't dive in, but just having the things around you or around me that keep me healthy, foods, the things that you buy, the things that you have around you, all those things, just being healthy in your environment. And I know plenty of people come to me and they want to quit certain things, but there's temptations in their environment, and it's about letting go of some stuff and just learning a new way. So on a Thursday, I think I go back throughout each of what I call the 7 freedoms, and think about how the environment relates to it. On a Wednesday, we talk about emotions, emotional freedom, and how you're vibing up the emotional scale with Abraham Hicks. So if you're familiar with Abraham Hicks, I talk about that all the time. And I'll talk about how my vision and my values actually shape the decisions I make and support me in my emotional, just maintaining that emotional intelligence, and not having that trigger and traumas actually lead my decisions by sitting back and just being that observer. So the environments that we put ourselves in, the people that we are around, it matters for our emotions. And sometimes, life happens and things happen, and it impacts our emotional well-being. So that's Wednesdays. Today is Thursday, environmental freedom, which I'll dive into what I did for my journaling routine. But I just wanted to put it into context. And again, if you're watching in the Soul Legacy Academy, I have the 7 freedoms calls for you to come and get some coaching and mentoring around this, because it's really important as a light worker to an empathic light worker as well, to support yourself in the kind of environments that you want to be in. So today is Environmental Freedom Thursday. I've just got back into my journaling. I dropped off, and I drop off intentionally every now and again. And so getting back into it, I've been going out for walks. That's part of the environment, right? And part of raising my vibration, being out in nature. And I love it. I love where I live. The home, if I could pick this up and move it somewhere else, I would. But on my vision board, on my spiritual vision board, and if you are new to me, I have a 7 freedoms vision board challenge for a spiritual vision board. So that helps me get clear on each of these areas of my life and the environment that I want to be in, the environment that I want to work in. So part of my spiritual ritual and routine is to look at my vision board for each of these areas I'm talking about. And I looked at my vision board today. I played my vision board actually, a little video, and I was looking at the retreats and the travel. And I don't know about you, I wanted to travel while I teach, and there's been so much going on in the world that there's been so many restrictions and things. But I wanted to build a spiritual business that I could travel, I could just put my phone and do a recording. And that's one of the reasons why I love YouTube with the video, being able to do that and building an online teaching platform. That's an environment that I wanted to have for my students. And so I'm a big believer in repurposing and leveraging everything. So this is on the SoulLegacyTV, and it will form a YouTube podcast. So you might be listening to this. And then I have this for my students as well, in my Soul Legacy Academy online teaching portal. So we have a 2-hour monthly call on intentional living and moving from a poverty consciousness to a prosperity consciousness while we're building our spiritual business. And so it's just really, really beautiful. I love repurposing everything. So that was the environment that I wanted to build so that I could travel the world, and just really make my difference without being burnt out and without being busy and without being broke, which I'll talk about on the subsequent days of the week. And so and I'm laughing because my lead soul guided instructor is sending me messages and videos, and she's gonna listen to this probably and laugh because I'm live and she doesn't know I'm live. So it's beautiful. So and that's raw and real. So the environment that I wanted to create for my business, for marketing my business, is an environment where I found it fun, and I found it authentic and real. So it's in alignment with my values. And I'll talk about what I have for my spiritual routines and rituals. I talk about vision, values, and vibration. So I'm kind of covering some of those things. So if you are new to me, I'll get into what was in my journal, but I just want to set this up. So that's environmental freedom, and then relationship freedom. So I'm talking about my lead soul guided instructor, Robin Knott. She's the lead soul guided instructor for the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network and for the Soul Legacy Academy. and building relationships. So relationships is on a Friday, spiritual freedom is on a Saturday, and financial freedom is on a Sunday. So relationship freedom for me, relating to environment, because that's what I want to do every single day. I talk about this specific area, but I'm journaling on my environment, but I'm also journaling on relating it to each of the other areas, like I said. So I speak to my lead soul guide instructor every single day, which is probably just coming on live because you're realizing that I'm not actually responding. Hey, love, you made it for a live. Woo-hoo. I was just talking about you. So Robin Knott is the host of the Energy Healing TV podcast. And I was just saying, Robin, I got to explaining what the Soul Legacy Journal is and the contribution on a Monday, health on a Tuesday, emotion. I was talking about relationships, environment, and then I was talking about relationships. And I was just saying that you were actually messaging me and sending me videos and not realizing I'm on the live, and you'll probably watch this. So thank you for joining me. I'm glad that you made it for the live. So Robin's on live. So if you haven't subscribed to Robin's YouTube channel, then feel free to do that. Again, it's Energy Healing TV and podcast. So relationships and environment. So when I talk about the different freedoms, they bleed into each other. They're integrated. So the environment that I wanted to create, you didn't get a notification? So I don't know if that the episodes are going out, and I will eventually just run some ads and really promote all of the episodes, but I'm not sure if everybody's getting notifications or not, but that's a bit sad, but it's okay. Thank you, Robin. So relationships. So Robin is out in the States and I am here in the UK. So relationships, especially with the world the way that it is now, we can reach a global audience with our spiritual business as light workers. I believe that we are situated. When I first heard this, I was like, really? We're situated in the world, we're dotted around, and apparently that we come to this earthly plane to bring that light. And sometimes we are in environments where the relationships that we've chosen to have before we've come on this earthly plane have some dark moments or some friction or some triggers or some traumas or whatever apparently we chose, and sometimes we believe that, or we say we believe it, and then we're like, why am I here in this environment or this family? Why have I chosen this and this? And so we did, apparently, so we've chosen it. So wherever you are in the world, if you have people around you in your environment that love upon you and support you, then that's amazing. If you don't have as many people that get it and get you in your immediate environment, or online you're in places that feel a little bit toxic, then the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network is for you. Or you have a monthly call on the first Monday of the month at 9 p.m. UK time, and I've set that space to hold space for like-minded spiritual YouTubers. So Robin says, agree, we're spread out to fill all the spaces in between. We are, and I don't know about you with the emotions, being in that environment or certain environments, I felt really lonely over the time. And so I'm grateful to have you in my life, Robin. I really do appreciate that, because having people that get it and get us, it can be challenging, although the online, we can reach millions of people and we're global and we're on all the socials, which aren't always that social. We can put ourselves in pockets and groups and different things and still feel isolated and still feel lonely. And so I wanted to build a space, me doing my spiritual morning routines and my spiritual rituals, and actually still come into a space and just have a conversation that feels authentic and feels raw and feels real. So that's environment, that's relationship. Saturday, spiritual freedom. Saturday for me, it's all about soul. It's all about being aware that we are a soul having a human experience and remembering that. And so I talk about in the Soul Legacy Academy, and I talk about on my Spiritual Vision Board Challenge. Again, I'll leave links around for you to take the 7-day challenge on these freedoms that I'm talking about, on intentional living and using your spiritual routines and rituals to support you in your spirituality, in your soul guidance, in that spiritual awakening and spiritual ascension, and alchemizing that spiritual alchemy. It's a beautiful process if you allow it. Spirituality, some people believe certain things, and I believe that, you know, the soul guidance, I believe that we're here for that reason. We have our calling, and to listen to that soul guidance, sometimes we get pushed and pulled by life events happen, and we want to remember that we are souls having a human experience. Again, we say that, we know that, but then when human experiences come at us, it's like, oh wow. So in the Soul Legacy Academy and on my Spiritual Vision Board Challenge, which is free, it's on the Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast, I talk about my soul legacy wheel. So the Soul Legacy TV, launching, leading, and leaving your soul legacy. So we talk about that in the Soul Legacy Academy. And this soul legacy wheel is like a wheel of life, but it's a wheel of life with a difference. It wasn't just enough for me to look at life. It was enough. It was more about the legacy that I wanted to leave, the legacy that my soul was here to express on this earthly plane. As light workers, we're dotted around the world, like you said, Robin, to fill in the spaces in between. For what purpose, what mission, what movement, what message? And so we launch, lead, and leave our soul legacy and do it with ease, grace, and flow. And that guidance is what I wanted to listen to. I wanted to know that I could use a tool to help me view life from the lens of my soul. So on the soul legacy wheel, like the wheel of life, similar to the wheel of life, but I believe better. Sorry. I help you to look at the world like from more of an observer's view, rather than like looking at the world and being in the world and being pushed and pulled. Like, we know that we can create, we know that we're co-creators, we know that we manifest. So I talk about raising your vibration. This is what this spiritual practice is. This is what this spiritual journal is all about. Raising your vibrational frequency every single day. You know, you dip and you have contrast, but raising the vibrational frequency of the collective, of the planet, because that's what we all say that we want to do. We want to raise the vibration, but it starts with us, right? We're responsible for our own vibration. And then looking at the world from our higher self, being really connected and looking, I say, then we look at the world through the lens of our soul. And I've got pretty good at it. I have actually got pretty good at it. I'm not perfect at it, and I do drop off. But when you look at the world through that lens and you really tune into that soul guidance, life looks and feels very, very different. Even when adversity shows up, even when struggles show up, even whatever it is. And using the Soul Legacy Journal to acknowledge the spirituality, acknowledge the universe is giving you those signs and those nudges, and building that relationship with your higher self. It's just such a beautiful practice. Robin says, I'm so honored to be on this journey with you. Oh, thank you, love. Don't have me crying. I cry a lot. Robin says, yes, it starts with us. It does start with us. The journey starts with us. Let me know, watching on the replay, do you believe it starts with you, right? And what are you doing on a daily basis? Are you journaling? Journaling is proven. I always say, if journaling is good enough for Oprah, it's good enough for me. And I'll talk about a book about Oprah in a second. And so on a Sunday, I talk about financial freedom. It's taken me this long, Robin, to just even lay down the freedoms and just give that reminder of, you know, how each of the freedoms relates to the other, and how I operate, how I move, how I have my vision and my mission, and how I raise my vibration. People always say to me, Iona, like, I can feel your energy through the camera. I'm like, really? But we talk about financial freedom. I'll talk about that in a second. But the financial freedom for me, being online and being a spiritual business owner, and building my soul-based business was something that I didn't want to just do offline. I want to have retreats. That's the environment. I want to have retreats and workshops and things offline. And we know what has happened in the world with environments and the ability to earn money offline and all the restrictions and different things. And now it's the world's opening up, and hopefully it will stay opened up, and depending on when you're watching this. But that environment of being able to leverage your financial freedom and the opportunity, I think it's just amazing. So I teach you to work one-to-many and build passive income streams through your courses. Definitely two is part of the spiritual biz YouTubers model. Two passive income streams for sure, leverage income streams, and then an active income stream. And having that as your environment, having an online teaching portal allows you to reach people all over the globe and all over the world, because we know we're here to make a difference in the world. And having that financial freedom come in whatever currency is just really, really beautiful. So yeah, so let's dive into the spiritual journal, my spiritual journal, and my notebook. So I've been writing in my notebook in the different colors for each day. So each day, red is for the contribution freedom, but I did write in pink because I couldn't find a red pen. And then health freedom, emotional freedom, and we are on environmental freedom. So I've kind of touched a lot. So I will kind of keep this shorter and briefer. But it is Environmental Freedom Thursday. I have done my rating. So I talk about your vision, values, and your vibration. So the way that I raise my vibration is to journal. I use this journal as a summary, and I also use a digital journal called Penzu. It's a Penzu app. It's PENZU.com. So I use that and I capture images, and just I express gratitude. I say gratitude. I have my gratitude stone, which is a love heart, and I say gratitude for each area of these 7 freedoms. So I say gratitude for contribution, gratitude for my health, gratitude for emotions, gratitude for environment, gratitude, even if it's not the environment that you want to live in, the environment that you want to work in, the environment doesn't matter, even relationships and spirituality and finances, even if you don't have the level of finances that you want to have right now, just being grateful for what you do have and the things that bought the things that you've got now. And we'll talk about the vibrational money voucher in just a second as well. Let me know, Robin, if you've been spending your vibrational money voucher and how that feels. So my vibrational frequency, as I relate to the Soul Legacy wheel and relating it to my higher self, just how connected I feel in that soul guidance, I actually did my rating. It's between a 1 and 11. And so today, let me know what your rating is, Robin. My rating today is a 9. And it's not an 11 because actually it's probably a 10ish, but it started out as a 9 this morning because I hadn't been in the rituals and the routine to clear my environment the way that I usually am. However, and I want to move my environment and move home and stuff. So I'm like remembering to appreciate what I have when I've been so what I do is I clear up my environment. I clear up any clutter, usually on a Thursday. I'll look for my environment, see what's happening, see what's supporting me, see what I need to let go of, see what I need to put more in. And as I've been doing my spiritual morning routine and rituals, I've picked up doing a meditation and doing my journaling. I'm launching my day in that way. And I was like, I'm going to put my little heating on so I can do my meditation. I'm going to clean my home. I'm going to do all these things. And I hadn't been doing those things. It hadn't been tweaked as much as what it had been before. So I'd rated myself lower. And throughout the day, I've done my windows, and I'm going to do my wardrobe, and I've done my driveway, and just clearing up my environment. So I have been clearing up my socials. I've been clearing up my emails. I'm not subscribed to like a gazillion things anymore. I just wanted to notice, actually, am I maintaining my environment the way that I set it on my vision board? I've got travel on there. I've got different things that I haven't always been in the forefront of my mind to be working on. So I gave myself a 9 there. So Robin says we need to talk about saying, hang on, wait a minute. We need to jump to a comment. Hang on. We need to talk about saving for or paying on my camper van. I've been shopping for one. Haven't spent any otherwise. Okay, cool. Robin's emotional freedom rating. So for short, in abbreviation, it's EFF. Environmental. No, wait a minute. It's not. Hang on. Robin, you're throwing me. Wait a minute. It's EFT. Environmental freedom Thursday. I don't know what you've got. You've got Environmental Freedom Friday or something. My daughter says, Mum, what day is it today? And on Monday, I had my red t-shirt on. So I hadn't been on my lives that much. And so I'd had a pause and I put it back on. And she's really cute. She's 19. She's tuned in with it. And she said, Mum, is it Relationship Freedom Monday? And I'm like, no, dude, it's Contribution Freedom Monday, and it's a red t-shirt. But I really appreciate it. And I went through the 7 freedoms with her. So launching, leading and leaving my soul legacy is all about my relationship with my daughter and my granddaughter. So I love that she's watching our children, that legacy. They're watching us move. So your environmental freedom frequency. Is that what you were doing? So Robin was saying environmental freedom frequency. So it's Environmental Freedom Thursday. So on the Soul Legacy wheel, we rate the wheel and we say on a Monday, you want to look at your contribution freedom, but not just on a Monday. You want to be projecting out where are you contributing, how you're contributing for the day, for the week, for the month, and for the year. That's what I do. I love leverage. So when I think of my environment, I'm like, okay, well, how can I make my environment better for today? And how can I make my environment better for the next day and then the week and the month? So as I've been doing my journaling this morning, I'm like, okay, well, rather than having to get up and go downstairs, put my heating on, it's like spring, so I'm not going to be putting my heating on for months. Getting up and then doing my meditation, that's a pattern interrupt. So I'm like, okay, well, let me set my thermostats and stuff to wake me up. I've put my alarm and stuff to just be warm and different things. So I like to be warm and have a nice environment when I'm meditating. Robin says, I'm so used to you talking about vibrational frequencies. I am. So the 7 freedoms frequency, it's cheers to financial freedom frequency. So when I was saying to my daughter, I was explaining, look, it's contribution. And I said, it's contribution freedom frequency, the frequency that we're emitting. We know that our thoughts and our feelings, our words that we speak have a frequency, our thoughts have a frequency, our feelings have a frequency. So with the Spiritual Vision Board Challenge, is 1 week to get you cheers to financial freedom frequency on your spiritual vision board and in your journaling practice, because whatever you're thinking, feeling and speaking is going to manifest. So that's why we use the Soul Legacy Journal. There's so many purposes to it. It's multi-layered, multifaceted, and I love it. And every day something new comes to me. It's like, oh wow. But yeah, that frequency, and that's why I talk about raising the frequency of the planet. So thank you, Robin. I don't know if I went off on a mad tangent, but yeah, vision. So I did my vision board. Do you have a vision board? I know that you have a vision board, Robin. Do you vision board? I remember actually when we did the vision board challenge for the first time, and I do my vision board challenge, there's a replay of it and I'll put it in the cards and the description. I love it. I absolutely, people saying, oh my gosh, that's the most 5D vision board challenge ever. I do it live annually on the 2nd week in December, right? So you can do vision board now and then come and join me on the 2nd week of December. And so I remember when we did the vision board challenge at first, Robin, and you said, and I said, you know, you're going back and you're revisiting each of these areas of your life, your contribution on this Monday, and then the follow in a week to check and reset your vibration, reset your intentions for intentional living, see what's working, what's not working, plan it out, etc., schedule things out. And I'm like, well, essentially you have that 4 times in a month, right? Sometimes 5, but 4 times in a month. And I remember you saying, oh yeah. So with Abraham, if you're familiar with Abraham Hicks, they talk about if you're focusing on one area, say you've got 10 areas, right? Or 10 things, and you're focusing on the one thing that's not going right, it's gonna mess your vibration up and impact the other things. And so when you're focusing on that one thing that's and you're thinking of it in a negative way, or not as productive way, and then vice versa. So one of the ideas that when we focus on each area of our life, and we don't just focus on doing our light work in the world, if we've got fear around it, fear of failure, fear of success, and fear of selling, it's like it blocks up our energy and blocks up this flow. So say if we're focusing on money, and then we've got money blocks and resistance, which we'll talk about, is like, oh, that's what I was talking about, the money. Well, it blocks that, it blocks other areas. But if we just visit our contribution 4 times in a month, it's enough to maintain it. Then we visit our health 4 times. We're setting that vibration. So what at one point or another, we're releasing the resistance. So say on Sunday we've got resistance to money, but on a Monday we're really fired up about our work in the world. We're just releasing, we're focusing on something else. So you just Roman says vision board challenge is lit. Thank you, love, I really appreciate it. So yeah, vision board I've done today, so I'll look at my vision board for each area. So that's what I invite you to do. Use that in your spiritual practice. We know that vision boards work. Many times people leave the vision board and never look at it, which is fine, whatever way. But sometimes we put these great big grandiose visions on our vision board, and then we kind of, it's a lost dream, like it's something that we just never ever manifest, and that's not what I want for you. So vision, values, North Star. I have a North Star statement. I explain what your North Star is: living in alignment with your values in every single area. I like to be, my 2 values for my environment is for it to be efficient and for it to be organized. And when you're in alignment, when you know what your value is in each area, which is what I teach on the Spiritual Vision Board Challenge that Robin says is lit, when you know that, then you'll try and put that in throughout your life, and then you feel good whether you're manifesting all the way or not. So me being organized, I reorganized my home, so that's why it was lower for me, and efficient. So by the weekend it'll be all good again, and I'm talking, you know, I clean my home deeply. I, you know, do under my sofas, under my washing machine, in the back of the utility, the appliances and different things. I do maintain my environment, and it helps me with my own vibration. It helps me, being an empath, I pick up those every single object has energy, right? So values, North Star values for me, for the business and for the Soul Legacy TV YouTube channel, it is about, you know, supporting you to have spiritual business success, and without doing busy work, without being broke, and without being burnt out. And so focusing on each of the areas is just beautiful. Another thing that I use to raise my vibration is a money voucher. So this Soul Legacy journal is a magical journal, and it actually gives you, and I will pull a card at the end, so stay to the end. It gives you £1,000, dollars or euros. So this is what we were saying about spending. And there's rules to this. It's called the Soul Income Game. I talk about it on my masterclass again. If you want to attend my masterclass so I can support you in building your spiritual business, having that success, transitioning from one-to-one to one-to-many, passive income, banking 50K in 50 days, in the physical world, building a spiritual business model that allows you to receive that, give that fair energy exchange. This is us doing it vibrationally first, trying on the vibration. What would it be like for you to bank 50K in 50 days? So this is called the Soul Income Game, making it fun, It was inspired by Abraham, Esther and Jerry Hicks' prosperity game. And excuse me. And so I give you vibrational money from the Soul Legacy Journal. So when you're journaling, you can use £1,000, dollars or euros every single day. And you don't get to save it and you don't get to pay bills with it. It's about feeling the vibration of the money, feeling who would you be if you did have that amount of money, if you had 7 grand coming in every single week, right? If you had 50k in 50 days, so basically 50k in 7 weeks, and I had my financial freedom goal, which was $600,000 a year, and it equates to me doing the maths, 50k every month. So not 50k in 50 days, but it sounded better to say 50k in 50 days. So whatever your goal is, aim for that, and it might be more. Aim for that so you can do the maths of and build a spiritual business that where you can receive that. And so to practice that vibration, I give you $1,000, pounds or euros every single day for you to spend, and so you can spend it. So when I say not paying bills, I want you to come from the vibration that your bills are already done, they're already paid. So whatever environment you are in, everything's taken care of. If you've got environments that is on your vision board, then there might be things that you want to experience, like going on retreat, or a new car, or a new computer, or whatever that is going to support you in whatever area on your vision board. You can spend it on that daily. There's also another rule of tithing, 10%. And so we all say, you know, we want to give back. We don't do what we do for the money. So you tithe 10% to a worthy cause. The cause that I support and I tithe is to something called Cruise Bereavement Care. And so that is dear to my heart. I dedicate my work in love and memory to my son. And I had a volunteer from that, who's a dear friend now, come and really support me through that. So that's something that's close to my heart. Whatever is it close to you, tithe it. So you're getting to feel the version of you with that amount of money. Oftentimes we have money blocks. We don't want to experience that financial freedom because we're just like, well, I don't do it for the money. But if you don't want to work a soul-sucking day job, which I don't, then you got to have that source of income and look after your household, your environment. And so if you're not, then there's a block there. So you can spend it each day, this £1,000, dollars or dollars or euros. I'm in the UK, wherever currency you are. And if you don't have time to spend it, which I don't spend mine every single day anymore, if there's something that comes up into my awareness, like it's a book or it's I don't know, whatever, then I'll spend my vibrational money that day. I will be spending my vibrational money on a Sunday. So tune in for Financial Freedom Sunday, and I will share with you what I've spent my 7,000 on. Well, 6,300 on a Sunday. So you get to spend that every single week. And if you don't spend it by Sunday, you'll lose it. And Robin's lost it before. So join me for that. I think it's beautiful. And Robin has, Robin says, I'm buying a passport and a plane ticket so I can visit you next week. I hope you're ready. Yay! Definitely. That's a really good one. So environment, whatever environment you want to do. So part of the spiritual vision board and doing that challenge is feeling it. So if you have something on your vision board, it's a way to go out and seek. And so that's what Abraham, Jerry and Esther Hicks wanted to do, was raise your awareness of actually going out and looking, how much is that ticket? What are the dates? So if you actually had the money, so your brain doesn't know the difference between real and imagined, right? And so that's the vibration of it's already done. That's what we want to come from, like not the lack thereof, a prosperity consciousness, moving from a poverty consciousness to a prosperity consciousness. That's it. So you're trying it on again. If you're watching in the Soul Legacy Academy, then I talk about a poverty consciousness and a prosperity consciousness, and helping you and supporting you on our 2-hour monthly call of going through that. And so I'm glad that you said that, Robin, because it is trying it on, how much would the ticket cost to travel? How much would, you know, a passport cost? What is the process? How long do you have to wait? So if you are planning something, if you're planning a trip, if you're planning to travel, so if I was planning my retreat, I would look into the details of it. The idea is to gotta run. Oh, love you, beautiful. Oh, thank you. If you're planning something, then you would feel the vibration of it, right? So use your money voucher. So the Soul Legacy Journal gives you that experience, and then you get to journal about it. You get to actually see. So I will do mine on Sunday. So that's vision, vibration. I do say my, the crystal rose quartz is the crystal that I hold with me for today, so that I have chakra crystals. Robin Knott is talking on the Energy Healing TV about a 5-day money blocks clearing challenge, and energy and chakras, and when we have traumas and thoughts and feelings that block our manifestation, then Robin's going to help you out with that. So we've got a 5-day money blocks clearing challenge. She's got a live version, a live round. So you'll see in the description on one of her videos, she's got that there. And if you're watching this later on, then hit Robin up and she'll sort you out with that. So that's cool. So I talk about launching my day, leading my day, and leaving my day. The book that I listened to a chapter of today for environment, it's not of an obvious environment. It's Oprah Winfrey's book called What's Happened to You, and she co-authored this book. And basically, I chose this book because what happened to us when we ask that question, what happened to you? What happened to you when you were young? What happened to you, childhood, whatever environment you chose to be in, right? As light workers, like I say, we've made that decision to come to this earthly plane in the families that we have, that environment. And sometimes there's trauma, there's triggers, there's all these things that lead us to live life in a certain way. So Oprah was saying that basically she's experienced child abuse and different things, physical, sexual abuse, and that's led her through her journey, through her awakening, to actually do her divine work in the world. And I feel like whatever you've been through, whatever I've been through, like I said, I dedicate my work to my son. That's that grief and that loss. So I created the Soul Legacy Academy just to be intentional about living my life and launching my day and leaving my day and not taking it for granted, right? So whatever you've been through, you can infect and affect environments with really great energy. Before I do the reading of the card, because that's really special, I'm gonna give you a quote, and I will be leaving my day reading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So that's how I organize my spiritual routines and rituals and raise my vibrational frequency. So let me know how you find this. When I go into my office, that environment, and I look at my Mac, I have something called a momentum app. And that helps me with my momentum for the day. I focus on the one thing, usually the one thing. I have a gazillion tabs open usually, but I'm focusing on one thing. And so the momentum app helps me with that. It says, what do you want to focus on today? Also gives a quote. And this is the quote. It says, shipping beats perfection. And I was like, shipping beats perfection. It's like, what does that mean? What does that mean to you? For me, shipping beats perfection is like just doing the thing. I always say, just do the thing. Don't be perfect about the thing. I'm a recovering perfectionist. Just do the thing. And in my journal, I have a space for soul downloads for the day. So any guidance, any ideas and different things that I get, I actually just record them in my spiritual journal. So that is it. So I'm going to share with you the card for the day. Let me know how you find it. Do share this out. Invite someone in on the daily live. I will be live tomorrow as well. This is Horus, the Cosmic Gateway. And again, it's from Keepers of the Light. I love this oracle card deck. So I'm going to read it. I have Erlen dyslexia, so bear with me. And I should be wearing my blue Erlen glasses to read out loud. And I remember reading in the environment of school and being really embarrassed I wouldn't read out because I was just like, I read like a robot, so bear with me. And like this episode, and click the notification button on YouTube so that you can be notified when I do go live. I'm not sure why Robin's not being notified when I go live. So it's Horus, the cosmic gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. How amazing is that? I'm going to read the meaning of that. So your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. So Horus says, is the Egyptian eagle-headed god and sun twin flame of goddess Isis. He is known for his foresight, psychic awareness, and ability to travel between the worlds. He can help us move into the cosmos with our mind, meditations, and prayers so that we can harness the natural magic that surrounds us. I love that. He was known for ritual magic in the past, and now he helps create pockets of energy in the world where we can access light, wisdom, and insight. If you are seeing the symbol of an eye appearing around you, know that Horus is asking you to become aware of how you are influencing the energy around you and how it is in turn influencing you. So environmental freedom, that's just beautiful, right? You are influencing it. So that's got an extended message. Again, this is Kyle Gray's Keepers of the Light. You are connected to the universe and have the ability to manifest miraculous experiences. Do you believe that? Do you believe that you co-create your own reality? In this world, the way that it is right now, it's like, really? But yeah, we do. Your thoughts, words, and actions are like magnets, drawing the energy that creates and cultivates your world. You have a stellar gateway chakra above your head, a vortex of energy that is influenced by your own energy. You can place ideas into this vortex to create what you are seeking. I love that. And that's what I was doing with my meditation, our meditation actually this morning with Dr. Wayne Dyer. He's got affirmations in there. He talks about visualization, clearing the chakras. It's a beautiful meditation. Search Dr. Wayne Dyer morning meditation. It's about 23 minutes long. It's beautiful. I've been doing that each morning as well, and having those ideas and affirmations go out into the universe. You can place ideas into this vortex to create what you are seeking. The universe also offers you guidance, abundance, support, and healing based on your capacity to connect to it and accept it. You have a real opportunity to further that connection now by sending prayers and intentions out into the cosmos. I love it. So that was our card for today. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode on the Soul Legacy TV of my spiritual journal with me. Again, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not. Please do share this out, invite somebody in, come and join me on the 2-hour monthly call if you're in the Soul Legacy Academy. Come and join me on the masterclass, the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Masterclass, Bag 50K in 50 Days Challenge. And if you want to connect with like minds, then we have a monthly call. I have playlists on the Soul Legacy TV, which you'll see in the description. And yeah, this is Iona Maid, your soul sister, signing off for the day. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you. Love you so much. Hopefully you've enjoyed Environmental Freedom. Tomorrow is Relationship Freedom Friday. Big love. Take care.